The final warm-up match takes Gretna due west along the beautiful Galloway coast. Here you'll find a football ground in the shadow of historic Castle Carey on the shore of Wigton Bay. It's the home of Creetown FC, or as they were known in 1905, Creetown Rifle Volunteers Football Club.
Last time out, Creetown had a very successful season, finishing second in the South of Scotland League, so technically only 3 places below Gretna. This, the final pre-season game, is definitely going to be a tough test.
Nobody knows, but all the guilt and shame. It's true, I suppose I'm not alone in this game. If there's abuse, there is pain, and nowhere else to escape but physically run away with a heart that's bleeding red. It's bleeding rain, it's bleeding rain. Got to know it's bleeding, it's bleeding rain. Got to know it's bleeding, bleeding rain. It's bleeding rain, it's bleeding rain. Got to know it's bleeding.
Well, they do say you can't read anything into pre-season results.
It's very, very competitive. Every team that you see that's been promoted out of it have stepped up. Your Kelties, your Bonnyriggs, you know, Spartans, they're all doing really, really well. So, me personally, I think the top of the Lowland League is probably stronger than the League Two, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Without a shadow of doubt, every single year it's got stronger and stronger and stronger. Now what you're seeing is the teams that are coming out, that are getting relegated, they're being replaced by teams like, for example, Broxburn this season. Teams have got a lot of ambition, who just look to keep driving up the leagues. You've seen what happened previously with like your Kelties and Edinburgh City. The teams have got a lot of ambition. What you're seeing is a lot of people dropping out of the pro game into the Lowland League who are really good players who could easily play full time, but they're probably picking up decent money now, and if they've got decent careers and decent jobs, they've got to be far out earning what they would be in like League 1 and League 2. So it's an attractive league to come and play in. You're playing in decent grounds, you're playing in front of decent crowds as well, and the standard of football is really good. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most exciting leagues in the country at the minute.
Teams who can spend the most money will win it, because it's like anything, you'll sign the best players. People will disagree with me, but I've seen the Lowland League now for the whole time, and the teams that have went up, they've had, apart from Edinburgh City when they first went up, the first team to go up, the other teams have all had better players than everyone else. Bonnyrigg, Kelty, teams like that. East Kilbride have got an excellent squad, so I'd expect them to be up there. But yeah, the Lowland League for me, it's getting harder every year. You've got the teams coming up from the east, you've got the west of Scotland teams. The Lowland League might have been lucky in a sense that there's no west teams really, because Beath have won the league the last 2 years and they've not got the licence. So I think it was when Linlithgow Rose came up, they basically didn't have to play anyone to come up, and then Broxburn only had to beat Dalbeattie last year, whereas if you throw in like, you have to beat like a Clydebank or a Pollok or an Auchinleck or a Darvel or a Beath, it makes it a much tougher game, do you know what I mean, to try and get promoted.
4 Lowland teams have been promoted recently through the Pyramid Playoff, and all of them have comfortably survived in the SPFL. By contrast, the 4 historic teams that have been relegated have found the Lowland League very challenging. There's both money and ambition in this league, quite a challenge for a new manager.
It's a small footballing community, even it stretches as far as Carlisle, and I'm reaping the rewards of that, probably just still being in the game as well, so you've still got plenty of connections. I think this job would have been probably 100 times harder if I'd left the game and retired and tried to come back a couple of years later. So I've kept myself a wee bit fresh and current, so I've kept tabs on the youngins. So basically, so we've managed to keep maybe 5 or 6, possibly 7 for last season, and add the lads in who we really thought would improve. I love Ange at Spurs. I think he talks brilliantly, he's so enthusiastic. I think his man management skills will be out of this world. I could listen to him all day, so he's a standout for me.
Based on the last 2 seasons, the armchair pundits have of course already made up their minds about Gretna's fortunes. But they're not taking into account a new manager, a new assistant manager, a new captain, and not forgetting...
Is this on? Vice captain.
I used to come and watch Gretna with my 2 boys, and I used to bring the camera and it just kind of spiraled from there. And now I'm like, I do photography, I help Ian with the media, I help Ian with the programme, I do some hospitality, I wash the kit. I used to clean the changing rooms, but thankfully Stacey's took that off me. Ladies club secretary, youth secretary. Oh, I've got a few titles to my name.
What's your feeling about this coming season? Good feeling?
Oh yeah, they're good. It's positive. Yeah, I think it's really positive. I'm looking forward to this season.
Get it! You're in! Dan, you're away!
I'm sure the people come up.
Yep, I think we're ready. The guys, we've got feedback for the guys. They feel like they're ready. We're putting a wee bit of detail in tonight. Just having watched a few clips of Albion Rover, so we're just trying to do a bit of detail for Saturday. But if they're not ready now, they're never going to be ready. Everyone's desperate for the season to start. I think at every club, everybody I've spoke to, other clubs are just desperate to get going now. So one last bit of preparation tonight, and then that's us good to go.
Yes!
It's finally time to get serious. The first league match of the season. Unfortunately, I'm miles away in Brighton, but with the Gretna app, I can follow the game from the beach. So, a decent performance, but Albion Rovers win it with a fantastic free kick in the first half and then 2 late goals. Time to leave the beach behind and travel north to Stirling, where the Highlands meet the Lowlands, and where the university's high-performance programme consistently produces a very strong first 11, despite the financial constraints of student football.
We don't have the funds to go out and pay players. We don't pay players, so we miss out on that because there's players at Stirling University, for instance, who play with other teams in the Lowland League, and we can't get them because we don't pay. So, but that's fine. We're used to it. And just like we lose players because of graduations, etc. Other teams lose players because they go to other teams. So no team's different to us. Do you know what I mean? It's just every team loses players. So that's kind of how it works. Our job at Stirling is to make them better, give them a good experience at the university, and also while they're playing in a really good league, like a competitive league. It's Tier 5, one below the pros. For the programme, in terms of publicity and all that sort of stuff, players playing pros always better because boys want to play professional football, but for me it doesn't really matter, but it's still a good thing when they do get to that level if they're good enough.
What a place to play football, on the banks of the River Forth in the shadow of the Wallace Monument. All we need now is a good game. Tell me, what was that?
Do you know what? I think a little bit of it was a bit of a reward for the first game. I think against Albion Rovers we were probably better than 3-0 suggested, and we said to the boys, you'll get nothing for free in this league, it's tough. Okay. So I think the effort against Albion Rovers and then the effort again today, I think we deserved to hold on. I know we rode our luck a wee bit at the end, but you know, the subs went on. Stuart Douglas makes a magnificent sort of block at the end, and it just shows that you need to have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 boys. It's not about having 11 on the park. So just delighted, because that first game was sore because it was never a 3-0 game and it really hurt. So delighted we got that today, delighted to get a clean sheet, and it makes that 2-hour bus ride or whatever it was up here all worthwhile, because that bus ride home if you get beat is not pretty. So delighted.
After seeing Gretna today, there's no easy games. They've just beat us. Do you know what I mean? We beat the team who were third in the league last year. Gretna beat us, so it's going to be tight. Do you know what I mean? It's whoever can take their chances when they come, and we didn't. We were. I'm not going to say unlucky, because we didn't deserve a win, but we had chances at the end and we didn't take them.
Coming up in the next episode, Gretna look to make it 2 away wins from 2 against Cumbernauld, and it's the league debut for Gretna ladies.